Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. Welcome to a Tea With Me Tuesday. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Grab your cup of tea and what is today now? The 4th or 5th? Friday was the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th of March. This marks, maybe not the 5th, but someday in March, marks my 8 years on YouTube. And I've had a great run. I was looking at some of the older ones. What was I thinking? But I mean, still, what am I thinking? So, enjoy your cup of tea. Let's have a chat. I have to be honest with you. I have done 2 videos about the 1st of March. I was going to put it on Friday, the 1st of March, a whole big grandiose video, about 45 minutes long, about my 8 years on YouTube, my plans for my channel, and blah, blah, blah. And I went off and talked about mom, I talked about family, I talked about things that were not related. I did it twice. I did one last week, and I did one a couple of days ago. I deleted the first one, and I deleted the second one, simply because, just because. I don't know if I can explain it. I felt a little too imposing, I suppose, in asking questions, asking for things, talking about stuff, and I thought, nah, that, it's just not me. I mean, I was talking about changes I wanted to make in the channel. Well, you know what I've been doing. I've been doing so many new things and trying, and I know a lot of you have already done half of this stuff, and I just found that it was I felt, looking and editing my videos, those 2, both long-winded, blah, blah, blah. Not me, a little phony. Now, honestly, I got dry lips. Must be I should have put lipstick on. Must be the hot and cold weather. Hot, cold, hot, cold. It was freezing today. It's supposed to be plus tomorrow. Minus today, plus tomorrow. You never know when you live in Canada what season you're going to get. Anyway, I do love living here. I love my country very, very much. I love living here. I love all of the things that are offered to us. I'm not always happy with some of the political things that go on, but, who cares? And you know what? I'm getting on in years that I've now passed the buck. Let the younger people deal with it. I may be long gone before their crazy ideas come to fruition, so we're just going to leave it at that. And yeah. I don't know why I even went down that path, just to say I love my country and then questioning myself when I'm saying that. It's not the people who govern us, it's the people. It's the people of our country. Doesn't matter where I go, doesn't matter what nationality, what race, creed, whatever they call it, whatever. You smile and say hello to someone, and they always, some are surprised and say hello, and I always say, how are you? And, especially in our building. But even when I go grocery shopping or something, and I'm looking at something and someone's beside me, they may be looking for something, and I mean, we may make a comment together. It's just the human interaction, and it happens everywhere. You know, you'll hear some Canadians say, "Oh, that's not true." Well, that's because you don't smile. That's because you don't say hello. That's because you are reserved and keeping yourself away from others. We're all connected spiritually, energetically, whatever it is, you know, in life. You know, we're all connected. And I even feel that connection with you guys when you share stories and you share your comments and you talk to me about different things and you support me. And you've been so sweet during my grieving process. I feel connected to you, and I want to always be real with you. There's no phoniness going on. I'm silly when I'm silly. I'm happy when I don't care. And what I mean by don't care is I don't, you know, I don't get embarrassed I did when I was young. Oh my gosh. But now I don't get embarrassed when I make a mistake or I do something or say something. I will definitely, you know, apologize if I say something kind of inappropriate, but rare, very rare. I laugh a lot. I don't know if I told you this in a story or not, but in the case of driving, some I won't tell the whole story because it's kind of silly, but there were two young girls driving behind me, and obviously they don't know some of the rules of the road, shall we say. And I was with Mom at the time, and I think I was going to visit my daughter. And rather than go on the big highway, when you're on a big highway like that, if you're not going fast, slow, if you're going slower, stay to the right and let people pass you, right? That's right. But in a big city, there are roads that you go down that are double lane, you know, on one side and double lane on the other side. There's no passing lane. If you're driving on the left, maybe up ahead you want to make a left. If you're on the right, maybe you want to go. Make logical sense? Okay. So I'm going down a road typically like that. A lot of people I know, because I know the road, on the right are going to be turning off to a very popular residential area. So it can be quite busy. And the other lane is, you know, to go straight through. Not necessarily passing, just go straight through. So, you know, anyway. God, I hope I'm not confusing anybody, but I hope you can visualize that, you know, if you live in a big place, if you live in a big city. I mean, there are some cities that have on streets where there are 3 lanes, you know, but our city isn't that big. But we do have a lot of streets that have 2 lanes and people can go. Anyway, I was staying on the left because there was, you know, I know the road. I knew there were going to be a lot of people turning right, and I want to go straight through because eventually I'm going to turn left. And there's, you know, there's no stay in the right and pass on the left in that particular case. It's kind of stupid, you know, because if I'm on the right and I'm going to turn left eventually, am I going to go from that lane over 3 just to turn left? No, it's not a passing lane. Anyway, it was warm out that day, and I was in the left-hand lane because we were going to be coming up to a set of lights, and people were going to be turning right to go to the very popular place. And these young girls behind me were just riding my butt, like just, you know, they were just riding behind me. And I pulled to the right, and then they pulled behind me. And then just as we were getting to the very busy area where cars were actually lined up, traffic had slowed down almost to a stop to go right, everybody else was going straight through. I pulled out to go straight through. And I started slowing down because the light was going to change. Sometimes in our city, when you have lights, they're going to change and it's a high traffic area. Quite a few meters ahead, there's a little kind of caution sign that has lights flashing, letting you know that the light is going to change, perhaps before you get there. And I think it's timed so that if you're right at that sign and it's flashing, it just starts flashing, be sure that you'll have to stop before it, just so that you don't go through a red light or whatever. I don't know. So anyway, these girls, there is a 2-lane turn to go onto a 2-lane street. So I went over, and the girls, my window was open. The girls pulled up beside me, and they were saying, why didn't you push over? Didn't you know it was a passing lane and you're not supposed to be on the left-hand side? If you're not going to go fast, I was going more than the speed limit. I was going slightly more, probably 5 kilometers more. If it was 80, I was doing 85, which is, I don't usually, but just because I was bugging these girls because they kept passing me and then coming behind me and then passing me and then coming behind me. And I thought, what are you doing? But I just laughed. Anyway, I started laughing. What's your problem? They said. They had their windows open. They were talking loud, and they were very young. I would say somewhere between 18 and 24, maybe 26. But anyway, around there. What's your problem, lady? And and I was just laughing. I was laughing so hard, and I looked at Mom, and I was laughing and smiling. Mom hadn't a clue what was going on at this point. And then the light changed, and I let them go. And I'm thinking, as I tell this story, what's the big deal? You pass me, go ahead, go. I let you go, and then you pull in behind me, and then I let you go and you pull in behind me. Like, it was kind of silly, and they really thought they were correct. They really thought that I was in the wrong driving down the left side of the road when, how was she to know I wasn't going to turn left at the lights? How did she know I wasn't going to turn left? Anyway, so I just find things amusing. I don't get mad, The only time I get mad is if somebody almost hits my car. And even then, it's not that I get mad, I just kind of, you're so stupid. But, I have, knock on wood, I have not had an accident in my life, but things can change on a dime. So like I said, knock on wood. I mean, I've had minor little people have, kind of bumped me, or, a shopping cart running into my car or something like that. But anyway, that was kind of amusing. And I just see no point in getting all upset. I don't see any point in arguing with people who are absolutely sure they're correct about something. Smile. What's the point? There is absolutely no point in arguing with somebody who is adamant that they are correct in what they're saying. Okay. And it would be fun, I think, to take a video of that moment, hold on to it, and give it to them when they learn the difference when they get older. That's like, supernatural, blah, blah, blah. But I've made those mistakes. I have thought of things. There's many things that I learned as I got older. I was so judgmental about, or not opinionated about, not judgmental, opinionated about things. Like, the perfect one, if I ever have kids, I will never do that. If I ever have kids, I will never do that. Oh my God, we all do it, We are so self-involved and self-assured when we are not in that situation. And then when you get into that situation, I find that hilarious. I remember when my daughter got pregnant for my first grandson, and she had her first grandson. I mean, she had her son. And I had one time, a very minor suggestion, because with my daughter, you have to be very careful how you word yourself because she can find things very offensive very quickly. She was young. What the hell? So I usually chose my words carefully, but this one time, I don't know what it was, something to do with her son, my beautiful first grandson, made a slight suggestion. And she took offense to that. And then it took her a while, and she said, a few weeks later, she said to me, Mom, I laugh about it now, and I'm sure she would too. Well, she absolutely, we talked about it one time, a few years ago, and she, we laughed. I don't want you to ever say anything like that again. Or, Mom, you really hurt me when you suggested something, whatever it was. Maybe not that I thought she was doing something wrong, but I think it came across that way. So after 3 boys, she is not the same mother. She is doing what she has to do. And sometimes she is doing what her mother did, what her grandmother did, what her ancestors did. There are things that are consistent in life that we are so focused on our own self and lives that we forget to think logically, or that we're always correct. And I now find it amusing as I reach 73 years young. Next month is my birthday on the 12th. Why? There are things going on with our younger people that I smile about. I don't get angry with. I get confused. I sometimes think that parents indulge children a little more and more as each generation. I don't know why that is. I think when my parents raised me, they kind of indulged me more that their parents would probably have a heart attack about. And then the way I raised my children, my parents probably thought things. And then when my children have their children have, they're going to do the same thing. I find it funny that we indulge our children. Yes, it's good to teach them to be free thinkers, to teach them to explore the world, to teach them to have an opinion, and to teach them, but also, please, we need to teach them common sense, you don't throw a ball in, you teach your children, you don't throw a ball in the street and then say, okay, now go get it, but dodge the cars, which seems to be what they're doing today. Instead, we are screaming at our children in enforcing their memory to always know that if a ball goes into the street, you stop and look both ways before you go and get it. You don't just run. And so I'm curious as time goes on, and I wish I could live for another 50 years just to see how the young people of today will be in 20 years from now. So a 16, 20-year-old now, I would like to know how they feel in 30 years from now. I would love to see that. I'm hoping that, when we go, wherever we go when we die, that I can watch this. I don't know. Half of me says, Mom is with me constantly, and there's her energy force, and my father and my grandfather and my grandmothers and my relatives that I have lost and blah. I always think that at one time or another they might come and visit me or see me. And then there are other times when I think, when you're gone, you're gone. That's it. There's nothing else. We are here. as a organic energy force, and once the energy dies, that's it, you know. So I have two sides of my, you'd think I was a Gemini, and because Geminis are usually two-sided, you know, one side of them is this way and another. I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I should have been. Anyway, I am going off crazy. I just wanted to chat with you about non-craft related stuff, just to sit and let my tea get cold. It's lukewarm. Anyway, all to start off with, I love living in my country. Isn't that funny how my stories kind of go all over the place? But, you know, I guess the best thing about getting older is that there's a lot of tragedy, yes. There's a lot of grief and sorrow, yes. But the other side of the coin is, who cares? Let's just live our life, be happy, enjoy what we're doing. Now, you know, granted, you know, we do have, as we age, people that unfortunately suffer from different things. But even in our suffering, and believe me, I've had my fill without being personal or without getting into many details. We've all had at one point or another pain and suffering, and had to deal with it, and it's how we deal with it, you know. We could be the, oh, woe is me, don't pity me, you know. There could be legitimate reason for, oh, woe is me, but I think if we keep ourselves a little bit more positive, a little more, I know it's hard, forgive me, but I've always tried to have a positive attitude. I've always tried to be happy. I'm not always happy, but when I am, I'm happy, and I'm content to be happy. And I don't care that some statistic is going to say, once you reach the age of 70, you're useless to society, or you have no purpose, or whatever. My purpose is to be here and witness life, and to be part of life, whether it be just driving my car to the grocery store, or whether it be taking my dog for a walk if I had one, or babysitting grandchildren if they were younger, you know, whatever our purpose. We worked, we had our purpose, we contributed financially to society, emotionally, spiritually, and we continue to do that as we age. And usually those who say anything negative about the aging process may be negative people themselves and should take an inner look. Why did I go off in a tangent? I don't know. All to say is, hi, it's Tea With Me Tuesday. Let's chat. And I do chat about who knows what. And I do enjoy your company, and I do thank you so much for all that you do. I am so grateful. I was trying to think of another word for appreciation. I am grateful that you come down, that you turn on, click on one of my videos, come and check me out, leave a comment occasionally. Love it, love it. I am grateful. I am grateful for all of you, because you have, and it has nothing to do with growing a channel, because obviously if I was determined, I would be selling and I would be forcefully looking at this as a business. I am looking at this as a bunch of friends getting together and sharing, chatting, and just having fun together. And as I enter into my 9th year, this is my 8th year on YouTube, I just want to entertain you in some way, and to have fun, and just just chat, just be friends, just do whatever, and hopefully you won't think me too crazy, and you won't think me too stupid or too ridiculous or silly or whatever. You know, if you're looking for perfection, you're not going to find it on my channel. If you're looking for guidance, maybe occasionally you might see that. But most of the time, it's just sharing my life, being real, being absolutely myself. No, there's no phoniness going on. I mean, I didn't even, do my hair properly. I mean, I did put on a necklace. I did put on a sweater. But no lips. I haven't worn makeup in so long. I don't know what it's like. Anyway, this is definitely getting close. I thought maybe I'm looking at it here, at my time on here. I wanted to make sure it was not more than 30 minutes because I will go on. I will go on forever. I still got lots of laundry to do. My bedroom is an absolute disaster. I have organized everything so that now when you walk into my apartment, there are not boxes all over, empty ones, full ones, garbage, donation, etc. I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. I'm so pleased about that. It makes me feel good. I finally vacuumed. I hadn't vacuumed since Mom passed. Mind you, I don't sit in this room unless I'm doing a video, and I like to look over at Mom and smile. I talk to her all the time. Yep, and I always will. And I'm going to keep her home as long as it comforts me. And, her burial plot is paid for. Could easily go anytime and lower her into the ground, but I can't do that right now, as many of you know. I'm still wanting her near me. And when I'm vacuuming, I'm going, Mom, I'm vacuuming. Can you believe? I talk to her all the time. I cleaned up the entranceway. I'm sure she was just shuddering, like, oh my gosh, when are you going to clean up this place? 98% of the time my kitchen is tidy because I like it that way. However, I had been going through a closet and I pulled out all kinds of cleaning supplies in containers. I had a big bag that was in the back of my trunk in my car with car products, extra mitten, gloves. I'd find one glove mismatched. I had like 5 pair in there and they were all not matching. 1 pair matched. I have a blanket in there that I keep in the winter just in case break down or something and you need an extra blanket. My shovel, stuff like that, but that's in the next couple of months. That'll go back into the storage room downstairs. I'm hoping not to get snow in June, so that'll come out of the trunk. But so I had about 3 or 4 containers of cleaning stuff that I had under the sink in the kitchen, or I had in the storage room. I have like a little utility closet between my bedroom and the bathroom, and I tried to put a lot of things in there, cleaning supplies, laundry detergent, my iron, blah blah blah, etc. But there was like 4 containers full of stuff, in there, and I brought them all into the kitchen. Took everything from under the kitchen sink except a few things that I definitely need, like garbage bags, dish soap, things like that. And they were sitting in my kitchen, 3 containers and 1 big bag, one of these big giant reusable bags that I think my son must have got when he was at Costco or something, getting, a large order, whatever. And I guess I had borrowed it or something. And it was, I took it downstairs to throw all the stuff from my car, to empty my car of stuff that had been stored in there for one reason. Stuff to clean the car, and owner's manual, and blankets, and mismatched mittens, and all kinds of things that were in there that should have come out because, they freeze, like glass cleaner or bottle of water or whatever. So they were all in my kitchen for about a month and a half, just sitting on the floor making an absolute mess. Nothing matched. It looked terrible. So when I was vacuuming and cleaning up the dining area and all the boxes, and finally got rid of things in donation and so on, I finally went through them, through the all of the cleaning supply, I call it cleaning stuff. Managed to get them all into one container, throw out what was garbage, whatever. And now I have 3 more empty containers that I can put craft stuff in if I wanted to, or reorganize a closet or do whatever. So anyway, getting back to my bedroom is full of clothes. The funny thing is Mom's old dresser, which is empty now because we donated most of her clothes. I still have a couple of boxes there, but it's totally empty in my room. I have clothes all over. Her bed is also in there with my bed. Piled of clothes. The laundry separated. They're in other containers. My room is absolute disaster. And I'm afraid, I don't know why I didn't put my clothes away and put them in Mom's dresser. But I felt like it was Mom's dresser. It's empty. It's actually a bigger dresser, one of the older ones. It's white, but which I'm thinking of painting. They're deeper drawers than my dresser. And if I don't hang up my clothes, I put them in my dresser. And her drawers are deeper, so I could just throw things in there and sort later, like just hide them, right? Just all my clean clothes. I have 2 or 3 laundry baskets of clean clothes that I had done laundry at my daughter's. And it's in my room. And I had to dump one out because I was looking for a particular bra. And I couldn't find it. If I had put it away, I would have found it. So I had dumped the basket on my mother's bed, which is under my window, and found the bra, of course, and took the basket and filled it with the dirty clothes that I had piled in a corner beside my mom's dresser. And I didn't put the stuff away. I've got towels. I don't know. I was so busy cleaning my craft room, cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the other places. You know, maybe that's why I haven't been sleeping, why my days and nights are all mixed up, why I'll go to bed at 9 o'clock and say, great, I'm really tired. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to be able to sleep right through until the morning. And I go to sleep. Sometimes I have weird dreams. Sometimes I sleep deep, and then I'll wake up and I don't remember what time. I look at the time and it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I'm thinking, I slept all day until 1 in the afternoon. Oh my God, I got to go pick up my son from work soon. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. And suddenly, once I realize what time it is, I'm wide awake. I go do crafting. And then I'll go back to sleep at 6 in the morning and sleep till about 11 or 12. So my days are kind of crazy right now, but I'm trying to sort it through. My doctor suggested melatonin. My daughter as well. I went out and bought some. I bought them. They were too strong for my system. As I've said many times over the years, if you've watched me for a long time, if somebody needs 2 aspirin or 2 Tylenol for a pain of some sort, I can only take half of one. My system absorbs it that well, and it works that well. So to take one of them, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I had headaches, upset stomach. I mean, I had very bad reaction. And I told my doctor about it. He says, well, you should just get this, the smallest amount possible. I didn't know. I thought 10 milligrams was low. I didn't know it was high. Well, it was high for me. I should have broken it down and only taken a little bit. But that's what they suggested to help me, sleep, try and get to bed at a certain time and sleep and try and get my pattern back to normal. But sometimes I like being up in the middle of the night when nobody's around and it's very quiet. I don't know. I like that. Anyway, guys, I went 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes over I limited myself. Even though you know me, I babble on about everything and anything. Who knows what's going to come out of my mouth? But I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming back to a Tea With Me Tuesday. I may do them weekly or I may do them once a month. And I think we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, once a month, and then we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you have heard me say we'll see, right? Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me and listening to me just ramble on and just let you know, I can't say it enough how much I appreciate, how grateful I am that you come back and visit with me. And you feel like family. You feel like my friends that I can talk to and share things with, laugh with, cry with, and try and be a good listener when you tell your story too. I wish we could do a, FaceTime kind of thing. It would have been great, but that's not possible. So thank you for joining me today on my first Tea With Me Tuesday of 2024 in the month of March, my 8 years on YouTube, which have been fun, challenging, stressful, enjoyable, laughable, often laughable, and ridiculous. But I hope you will just enjoy, be entertained, and come back and see me. All right. Anyway, it's been a long day. I think I'm getting tired. If I pass my craft room and I have to put all this stuff back in there, I'm going to sit at that table and see what's going on. No. Anyway, thank you so much. Again, I appreciate it. I love you all. I hope you'll join me again when I do have another Tea With Me Tuesday. I'll put the hashtag Tea With Me Tuesday, and hopefully it may bring up some of the other crazy ones that I've done. I know people are doing hashtag Tea Tuesday. I don't like that. Well, that's their hashtag. I shouldn't say I don't like it. For my channel, I would rather it's Tea With Me Tuesday. I'm just being silly as I usually am. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.